You are now listening to the J Porks Experience. Listen free on iTunes or at theandydareshow.com. Now, here's Jay.
Yo, what is the word, people? Welcome to another action-packed edition of the J Porks Experience. Who am I? I'm Jay Porks, and with me, as always, on the other side of the glass, making sure this is a well-oiled podcast machine every single goddamn week, is nobody. We're going to get to some things. We're going to get to the list of websites you need to go to help keep me in business. But first, we're going to start with the main story. Pretend this is Sesame Street. The letter of the day is W. Let's kick it off. The world is a better place when Weird Al Yankovic is releasing music. And I really don't care for those who the comedy music doesn't appeal to them. If you're somebody who thinks Weird Al Yankovic is an idiot, if you're someone who thinks that is not funny, that is not musical, that is just stupid, what Weird Al Yankovic's been doing for, 30 years, and you haven't gotten on board yet, then, you just take a back seat. The weeks you guys are listening to Daft Punk and Pearl Jam, I take a back seat, so you can take a back seat, and we're all going to talk about how we're going to have some mandatory fun. That's the name of Weird Al's new album. Who thought white and nerdy could be? First of all, over the years of Weird Al Yankovic, and this has been 30 years, this guy has been parodying songs. It started out with just him and an accordion. Then the guy who's now the drummer in his band started out drumming on his accordion box. That's how then they eventually got a band going, but 30 years. He was dead in the water, and then in 92, 93, when Off the Deep End came out, and the Smells Like Nirvana parody, and Dave Grohl famously says, that's the moment they knew Nirvana made it. When Weird Al was parodying their songs. Weird Al Yankovic it's like a rite of passage to have your song parodied by Weird Al. Also, it's one of the first albums I ever bought with my real money. With my own money that I had. I didn't earn it. I was however old, 10 or whatever it was, but it was money that I had from a birthday or from something. I don't know what I had then. I was in the record store. Even then, it wasn't a record store. They didn't have any records. It was CDs. And I bought 2 CDs. I bought Coolio Gangsta's Paradise, and I bought Weird Al Yankovic Amish Paradise. Amish Paradise features a TLC parody. Don't Jump Off Waterfalls or something. You know what? The album is in my closet over there, and I don't want to go get it. The album is on the front with the Coolio hair. And that's the album where people start realizing that Weird Al's a better rapper than most people who are rapping. Because, he's got the rhymes down, man. He's got the rhymes down. It's not even... It's that, and then with Running with Scissors, his next album, I don't think I'm mistaken, it featured All About the Pentiums, which is an All About the Benjamins parody, and that video is sick, by the way. And that's another song where he's rapping something fierce. And then on 2 records ago, straight out of Linwood, we had White and Nerdy. White and Nerdy propels Big Weird Al back, basically all the way back to stardom. Because Chamillionaire shouted him out when he won the award that year for Riding Dirty. And then I saw him live at the Beacon Theater. I spoke about this last week because Weird Al Yankovic songs were breaking as I was recording the podcast. But Yeah, I saw him on the Alpocalypse tour when that security guard tapped my shoulder and said that it was tacky for me to be taking video. That show was so fun. I mean, Weird Al Yankovic really knows how to take rock concert and add and make it like into this Broadway production in a span of 2 hours. It's not like, oh, I saw Weird Al and it was great, but the show lasted 5 hours because of the costume changes. No, no, this guy is really quick at changing costumes now. And it was much to my delight when I heard that mandatory fun was gonna hit the interwebs. He released 8 videos in 8 days for the win. And what I'm gonna do is I've got a couple of tracks listed here that I want to talk about. We're not gonna do the I'm not gonna do a full album review here because that would be no fun. But if you go to the wow, I went to the mandatory fun Wikipedia page for the track listing. Literally all I wanted to do was look at the track listing. This page is about as long as like the Wikipedia page for the entire history of grunge rock. Okay, so scrolling down here, Metacritic gives the album a score of 80. The LA Times called Mandatory Fun a stone cold masterpiece. The AV Club considered the album successful with only a few missteps, with smart meta commentary and pop music on a collection that never takes itself too seriously. Rolling Stone reviewed the song "Tacky," stating that Weird Al is in fine form throughout the track. All right, so I'll name the tracks for you. Here we got "Handy" is a parody of "Fancy" by Iggy Azalea, and then we got the "Lame Claim to Fame." It's a style parody of Southern culture and the Skids. Southern culture on the Skids, excuse me, and a style parody. This this Saturday, you're gonna hear me on the Andy Deer Show. Me and Andy are gonna delve into um, what we believe is grunge origins and stuff like that. I'm not giving too much away, but I happened to bring up this album, and I told him it was a style. I mentioned that there was a style parody, and I thought that there was a name for for style parody. I thought there was like it's not a it's not a direct parody, but it's more like in the vein of like if you look up the Weird Al song Craigslist, it's a Doors parody, but it's not a Doors song. It's in the in the style of the Doors. Even Dare to Be Stupid, Devo, in the style of Devo. He did that. And actually, quick before I do this, I was watching a documentary last night because I look I do my homework for the podcast because I love you. They were gonna record a parody of Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing." All right, now Weird Al always gets permission. So Mark Knopfler calls Weird Al and says, "If you want to parody my song, that's fine, but I have to play guitar on it." And Weird Al like jumped out of his chair. He was like, "Oh, you have to play guitar on it? Oh, okay. Well, if you have to." So Mark Knopfler plays guitar on the Weird Al Dire Straits cover from back in the 80s. You see, Weird Al got big because he came out around the time MTV came out, and he was very accessible. It's hard to find an entertainer who's not a like a train wreck. It's hard to find somebody who's not going to end up in rehab or dead. Weird Al is really just going to always be there. Anyway, so the lame claim to fame is a style parody of Southern culture on the skids. Foil. Now this is a parody of Lord's Royals. I have I've only heard the Royals song like in passing by accident, but it's so great. Aluminum foil, foil. Yeah, fucking Weird Al's the man. There's song titled Sports Song. It's a style parody of college football fight songs. I hate college football, so I skip it, but it's it's good. It's a good song. If you like that stuff. Then track 5 is Word Crimes. It's a it's a parody of Blurred Lines, Robin Thicke, T.I., and Pharrell. And I want to go over like a section of the lyrics here because Word Crimes is Blurred Lines, so it's and I've heard that song because people try to tell me, you see how it sounds the same as whatever old song it's copying. I don't really care. I don't listen to this fucking music, but so in the bridge, in the bridge of this song, he says, "Okay, now here's some notes. Syntax, you're always mangling. No X in espresso. Your your participals dangling. But I don't want your drama. If you really wanna leave out that Oxford comma, just keep in mind that B, C, R, U are words, not letters. Get it together, use your spell checker. You should never write words using numbers unless you're 7 or your name is Prince." Always say to whom, never say to who. So basically it's just a song. It's a song that basically points out all these things that is wrong with what people are texting and saying and spelling. They're not using whom and whom right. No, you should know when it's less or fewer. Like when people who were never raised in a like people who were never raised in a sewer. Yeah, exactly. Like you'll learn the definition of nouns and prepositions. Literacy is your mission. That's what I think is a good time. Listen to the song. Moving along. We have a style parody of the Foo Fighters that I haven't even listened to it yet because I've only had the videos. My Own Eyes. So I could imagine that song is very commercial friendly and boring and makes me want to go to sleep because that's what Foo Fighters music does to me these days. And we have the polka smash. That's what I call polka, and it's a polka melody. Weird Al does this, including okay, Wrecking Ball, Pumped Up Kicks, Best Song Ever, Gangnam Style, Call Me Maybe, Someone I Used to Know, Timber, Sexy and I Know It, Thrift Shop, Get Lucky, Mandatory Polka. So that's the 4-minute polka melody that will hit the album. Mission Statement is a style parody of Crosby, Stills, and Nash. How cool does that sound? Another highlight track here for me. Inactive. It is a parody of Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. And it sounds exactly as you would think it sounds. It's a song about a fat, lazy guy. I'm not sure if he's fat. Well, he's probably fat. You'll listen to it, hear the lyrics yourself. A fat, lazy guy sitting on the couch, and he can't move because he's so inactive, so very inactive. And the whole song has that Imagine Dragons vibe. If Weird Al goes on tour, that song will get played. And probably my favorite song on the album, First World Problems, Weird Al Yankovic, a style parody of the Pixies. This guy nailed the Pixies. It's got these warping fucking guitars that veer off into nowhere. It's got the way the lyrics are, how they rhyme sometimes, they don't rhyme sometimes, and Frank Black screams at the end of lines for no reason. You know, the cleaning ladies in my bathroom, so I can't take a shower. Like that. Like, just the weird way that, or Black Francis, whatever it is. And the harmonies, like the one is going, first world problems. Anyway, she sounds a lot like Kim Deal, so it's Amanda Palmer. Oh my god, no it's not. It is Amanda Palmer, the chick who crowdsources for bands. That's amazing. Alright, Amanda Palmer's on the album. There you go. I'm looking at like trying to see if there's any other people that I know here. No. I figured they got Kim Deal to do it because, you know, she's not really working right now. And why throw the Pixies style parody? You know, the Pixies aren't doing anything right now. Maybe it's because, I mean, the way I see it, the Pixies should have been big when they were new and fresh. So for them to come around with a new album, I think just Weird Al saw an opportunity to take another shot at them. Oh, I can do them now, you know? Listen to First World Problems. First of all, it's about us. You know, it's about this generation, stuff we have to deal with. Like, my house is so big, so I can't get my Wi-Fi in the kitchen. Like that, stuff like that. Listen to this song. Tacky was the first video. It's track 11. It's a parody of Happy by Pharrell Williams. Now, Tacky comes back to, I can't believe that security guard used that word, and now the song is a name. It's a song title. But the video Tacky is Margaret Chow, Jack Black. It's funny. And Jackson Park Express is a style parody of Cat Stevens. And the band Weird Al Yankovic, it's Jim Chemo West, Steve J on bass guitar, and John Bermuda Schwartz on drums, percussion, drum programming, and vocals. So, I mean, if you don't want to buy it, it's on Spotify. And if you don't want to use Spotify, fucking steal the thing. I don't know. I'm not. Listen, here's the thing. Jay Porks currently doesn't sponsor any record stores or record labels or anything. So, you want to go steal stuff, that's fine with me. I'm not doing it, but you can. And many artists were positive in their assumptions of being parodies. Pharrell Williams remarked that he was honored to be spoofed by Yankovic, while Imagine Dragons advised Yankovic on how to achieve similar sounds on their original song. See, like, years later, now bands are down with this. I remember Coolio was that was my favorite rapper back in the day. I loved that fucking album, Gangsta's Paradise. And when I saw him at the Grammys, he's like, he asked me for permission, and I said no. Dude, you're slinging cookbooks now. You know that, right? Do you know that right now, Coolio, if you send him a message on Facebook, he will come to your house, he will cook you food, and he will do Gangsta's Paradise for you. And I may have shared it in some notes already, but I'll share it again. Coolio doing Gangsta's Paradise with the guy playing acoustic guitar in that dude's living room. Alright, Coolio is slinging cookbooks right now. Weird Al Yankovic is slinging stacks of money as heavy as cookbooks right now. I think Weird Al should take Coolio on tour. Because Coolio's funny now. To think that Coolio took himself seriously one time. Just think about that for a second. Now he's got Cooking with Coolio. Facepalm. Ultimate facepalm. Alright. You know what I'm going to do right now? Fuck it. Let's get to the list of websites you need to go to help keep me in business. First, as always, there's... No, that's not first. I got the websites out of order. I've done this 42 times. Of course, where I was born and bred, ConcertConfessions.com. That's for all your live music, news and reviews. For the fans, by the fans. On the 15th, we had the Hard Drive Live Tour with King, We As Human, at the Castle Theater in Bloomington, Illinois. And our buddy Concert Chick was there, so check her out. And, you know, I mean, I got a text last night, and it does bother me. There was 3/3/11 shows in 3 nights in the tri-state area. And I know I couldn't get to them, but there's no reviews on Concert Confessions about them. And it saddens me because you people... Alright, let's take a concert. Let's say 3,000 people. Just to be safe. Let's estimate 3,000 people. Now, let's cut that in half, because you got old people. And I don't mean old people like old people. I mean people who don't want to write for a website on the internet, old people. So you X them out. They're gone. You got 1,500 people. You mean out of 1,500 people, you don't have one person... First of all, out of 1,500 people, at least 100 of you are making a Facebook photo album with the pictures from the show. Okay? Out of those 50, at least 25 of you are going to add 1 or 2 long status updates and maybe a little paragraph in your caption for the photo album about how you enjoyed the show. And you're going to tell your 70 friends about it. When you could just as easily come over to ConcertConfessions.com, leave a little review, put some pictures. Listen, it's a no pressure situation. You don't have to look at a review that I wrote and say, "Oh my God, I can't do that." Well, first of all, if you've ever looked at a review that I wrote and you've said that to yourself, you are definitely not a smart person, because the things I do are very, very simple. Just make the pictures big. But yeah, so, you know, and when I go to the Stone Pony August 1st for Offspring Bad Religion with Pam, I'm going to try to spread the word. Because it's stupid not to have that there's not one other person. I know that this company, this Concert Confessions company, was founded in sunny California. But we got people cutting their teeth over here on the East Coast. By people, I mean me. It would be great. Like, imagine if there was somebody else on the East Coast who liked music that I didn't like, and then there were two sets of New Yorkers coming from ConcertConfessions.com. You get tons of coverage. Okay, I'm done spieling, I promise. And by the way, can I just say that if you subtweet, if you tweet about things, I mean, if you tweet about things without directly tweeting about them, you're so damn stupid. I mean, just say it. It's your Twitter account. It's your Tumblr account. It's your Facebook account. A lot of these people update their Facebook status, some cryptic fucking message, and then it takes you 5 times. You're like, oh shit, that's me. Okay. Hang the DJ. There you go. Christina Rocks hosts the Time Warp, 89xradio.com every Sunday. You can listen. She's throwback alternative, throwback like it's Thursday, only it's Sunday. I haven't been up for a while to hear Christina, but unfortunately, somebody gets to make a couple extra bucks on Sunday, and I'm back to working on Sunday. So the only good news about that is that I get to hear Christina, my buddy, every morning. So I turned it on, and we had REM Finest Worst on. Then we had Chris Cornell because it was Chris Cornell's birthday, so we had Can't Change Me. Bad Religion, 21st Century Digital Boy. Pearl Jam came on. And it's okay. I mean, Christina tweeted at me. She's like, as soon as I hit play, I knew that you would die on the inside or something like that. It's not that. It's her job. You know, she's got to play it. It's in the fucking thing. The good thing about it was I was listening on the mobile app. Not the mobile app, the mobile site. Well, it wasn't a mobile site. It's the desktop site on my mobile while I was in the shower. Luckily, Pearl Jam didn't come on when I was in the shower. I would have fell. But, so yeah, I tweeted I'm hitting pause, and I walked to my room, and the computer was in commercial. So I guess different timing. I missed it almost entirely, which was great for me. And then I was really like punching the walls over this Sunday work, and I just hate work, and I don't want to work on Sunday. I don't want to make a couple extra bucks. What did I make on Sunday? $102 on 5 tables. Okay. Some people listen like, oh my god, you made $100? Yeah. So what? Money's not, I mean, money to me is not the end all be all here. I'd rather have my fucking sanity. I'd rather have my fucking sleep. But whatever. I'm going to work on getting more people in there on Sunday. And with any luck, I won't have to watch my... See, the problem is they have a TV, so I've been avoiding my shitty football team for years, and now they're going to be right in my face when I'm at work. FML. Anyway. So things were going so bad, I wanted to cry. Alright, well, I always want to... My life is basically 23 hours a day of wanting to cry, so let's just forget that. Veronica, Elvis Costello. That was a day changer. That was it. Once Veronica got played, I was happy. I went to work happy. I was so mad when I saw Elvis Costello that song wasn't on his spinning wheel. When I saw him, he had a spinning wheel of hits. And he would spin the wheel, and they would play the song that came up, which is, that's rad. I mean, come on. And Mary Louise Parker came on stage to dance for a little while from Weeds, which was cool. No, it was awesome. Sex Pistols, Pretty Vacant. Beastie Boys. That came there. Buzzcocks, Why Can't I Touch It? I've been asking that question for a while. Why can't I touch it? So you can get her at ChristinaRocks.com. That's no H. TheAndyDeerShow.com for all your Deer Network podcast needs. Whether that's the Tyler Cale Show, whether that's the Andy Deer Show, whether that's the Jay Porks Experience, whether that's Smooth Operators with Tyler and Andy, whether that's me on Andy's show talking grunge this Saturday, you can get all that stuff. And finally, the headlines are always powered by Annie Quiet. Sleep releases a new song called The Clarity. Also, a unicorn just walked by. Okay. Lee Baines III and the Glorifiers introduced themselves with the thunderous De-Reconstructed. garage, soul, southern rock, and some furiously incisive lyrics blend together for the Glory Fire's sophomore album. The Budo's band to release heavy, psychedelic new album, Burnt Offering. Budo's band adds some psychedelic riffage and plodding back belts to their instrumental funk for their first new album in 4 years. How many times do I have to tell myself that maybe I should read the fucking thing before I go on the air? Excuse me, I'm a crackhead. And also we have Open Hand drops a stoner jam called La La Land. Open Hand did a massive bong rip and recorded a desert rock jam because fuck it. And let me tell you what's on TV this week. It's going to be Tuesday when this goes up, so I'll skip Monday. On David Letterman, the Eli Young Band is going to be on Tuesday, Brody Dale on Wednesday, I've seen her on. I've been 5 feet from her. Sharon Van Eaton will be on Thursday on Letterman. That's David Letterman doing his farewell tour. The Tonight Shit with Jimmy Fallon will have Chronics on Tuesday, and it will be a Weezer Wednesday. I'll get to Weezer later. Weezer's coming in the second half, don't worry. And Thursday will be Kesha Tweedy. There's an Oxford comma in the middle of that. Jimmy Kimmel's going to have OK Go. Not sure if they're bringing the treadmills tonight, Tuesday. And they're going to have Common on Wednesday. 5 Seconds of Summer on Thursday. Seth Meyers is going to have G-Eazy on Wednesday. That shows you where Seth Meyers is going with life. And Craig Ferguson's going to have Gloria Estefan on Thursday. If you want to get your estrogen flowing. Carson's and reruns. But Conan is not coming with the Hold Steady on Tuesday, Boy and Bear on Wednesday, and Tori Amos on Thursday. My man Reverend Justino got to see Tori Amos the other night, and I'm sure he had a great time. I say that with all the sarcasm in the world. Okay. Those were your headlines. Usually I tangent off the headlines. But I couldn't, because I was doing other things. So maybe we'll get to some more stuff when we come back after this.
Hey everybody, it's Andy from the Andy Dare Show here. Just want to say that I am super proud to have the J Porks Experience be part of Dare Network. And if you want to keep my little podcast network completely free, all you got to do is go to theandydareshow.com, look on the right-hand side of the page, and you'll click on the Amazon banners for all your Amazon needs, and you'll tip your cap to the J Porks Experience and all the fine broadcasting here on Dare Network. Also, be sure to follow Jay on Twitter at JPorks, Instagram at JPorks, and jporks.blogspot.com. Thank you so much for listening, and back to the J Porks Experience.
And we're back. And let me just say that you guys haven't felt what real pain is all about. As I go to plug in my computer here because I'm the most unprofessional motherfucker in the world, and I was recording a podcast with the computer not into the charger. 42 episodes, folks, or is it 41? I don't know what it is, but I'm eventually going to get better at this. Anyway, you haven't felt real pain until you've put a cigarette in your mouth lit the wrong way. Now, I just did that. Just did that on the break. Screamed. Pain. And not only that, ruined the cigarette, which is even worse, because the pack cost me $13 fucking dollars. And there's only 20 cigarettes in there, so what that, 79 cents? I'm going to do the math right now. I'm going to do the math. 79 times 20 is 15. Yeah, so they're about 75 cents It's about 75 cents I burned on a cigarette. I could use that for the bus. Weird Al Yankovic was part one of the podcast today. I mentioned that we were doing the letter W is the theme, like Sesame Street. Like when John Oliver was singing with the Sesame Street people about prison. But Weezer is my other W. They released a new single titled Back to the Shack. We all first heard the rumblings of this song in February, I want to say, whenever the Weezer cruise was, because they debuted it on the cruise. And they were interviewed on K-Rock and on the Kevin and Bean show. I'll share the videos of that in the notes because I was watching that last night. It's very informative. And yeah, they shared the song Back to the Shack. And and they were on the Weezer cruise, and they said that usually the first single that they come out with on an album is usually the simplest to play out of all the songs they're working on because they wanna get it, they want to play it live. And they're actually going on they're gonna play a handful of cities, small clubs, and they're gonna play the album front to back in its entirety, which is pretty rad. The thing is, and I actually remember talking about this with Andy maybe a year ago when I was on his show. And we talked about Weezer, and we were both fans of early Weezer, and a lot of people gave up on Weezer, like down somewhere in between. Like some people they would hear Weezer tracks that don't sound exactly like the Weezer that they envisioned, and they would say that this is stupid. And then on, I think it's the Red album, when they worked with Timbaland on a song, a lot of people were very discouraged. Not me. I mean, I'm down with Weezer. Weezer's always got a good live show. The last time I saw Weezer was the Weezer Flaming Lips show. I'll link you up to that. Flaming Lips and Weezer, okay? That was fucking cool at PNC Bank Arts Center. They both shared the stage at the same time. 3 songs each band. And they jammed at the end on the Sweater Song / She Don't Use Jelly. But anyway, the song is called Back to the Shack. And the lyrics are very autobiographical. Let's start it out. Sorry guys, I didn't realize that I needed you so much. I thought I'd get a new audience. I forgot that disco sucks. I ended up with nobody and I started feeling dumb. Maybe I should play the lead guitar and Pat should play the drums. Fun fact. Fun fact is that on the last couple of albums, Josh Freese played drums and Pat Wilson came out and played guitar because he wanted to play guitar. And Rivers got to play less guitar. And Pat's back behind the drums. Back to the Shack. Rocking out like it's 94. Lyric says, I finally settled down with my girl and I made up with my dad. So angsty Weezer is no mas, as Rivers has made up with his dad. But they say, it's the album, they want to get back to where they were. They want to get back to where the majority of their fans want them to be. And they seem concerned for their legacy. We belong in the rock world. There is so much left to do. If we die in obscurity, oh well, at least we raise some hell. And there's a very funky solo. It's like very warpy. It's cool. And the album art for Everything Will Be Alright in the End is the name of Weezer's new album. The album art looks like it could be a Jay Mascis record, with the way the painting is. They said that the monster on the album cover is some sort of theme for the record. It's cool. So Weezer's back. And if Weezer tours, I will be going to see Weezer. Just I won't be seeing them at one of those small venue new album full set shows. And right now I'm going to talk about Israel and Palestine for a second. No, I'm really not. I know I think I'm a smart guy, but I'm not that smart. I will just say this. Being Jewish, I'm allowed I can go to Israel for free being Jewish. And I'm not going there. So just that. It's been a war zone for what year is it? It's 2014. It's been a war zone for 2013 years. Okay? No interest in going to Israel. I don't want to go live in a youth hostel. I don't want to do that. But anyway, you'd think that they would figure out, who owns the land by now. I will say this. A Palestinian cab driver told me that the Quran says that whatever land that they are arguing over belongs to Israel. But I don't really care. Again, I'm Holocaust Jew. I'm not Israeli militant Jew. Like people always tell me, they hear that I'm the least bit Hebrew and they're like, "Oh, so Israel. The fuck does Israel have to do with me? I'm not Israel." My grandparents were originally from Poland until the Germans came and said, "Where are the Jews?" And the Polacks pointed to my grandparents and said, "Those are Jews." Not from Israel. You know, in Israel, you have to serve 2 years in the military? So, like, when I'm walking through the mall and the hot Israeli chick at the kiosk is trying to sell me face cream, and she's showing me that it's, from the Mediterranean, and then she tells me that she's from Israel, I'm automatically afraid that she's going to kill me in one kick. It's no joke. So that's how much I care about Eddie Vedder sticking up for the fucking war. Yeah, we all know, someone tell Eddie Vedder that he just discovered that war is a bad thing. Thanks for letting me know that people killing other people is a bad thing for society. It's a bad thing for the world. Thank you for filling me in, because nobody fucking realized that. Nobody thought, hey, we shouldn't kill people. Covers John Legend, John Lennon's Imagine. Dude, you don't have the voice for that. Don't you dare try that shit. Imagine there's no heaven. Imagine there's no hell. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding? And Mr. Chris Novoselic is going to stand by him. I remember when Chris Novoselic had balls. Does anyone remember that? Because I remember an interview in 1993 when Chris Novoselic said Matt Lukin, who was his best man at his wedding, ran on stage during a Pearl Jam concert at the request of Chris Novoselic and company in a gorilla costume during Jeremy, and the band was appalled. And Chris Novoselic, oh, they totally ruined the moment. Like that, he was making fun of Pearl Jam in that way. But now we're all brothers. Everyone's so neat and cuddly, and they're all going to do their own little Rock and Roll Hall of Fame speeches together. Wonder if Chris Novoselic will fucking induct Vedder next year. Wait, what is it? Next year? When are they fucking eligible? I gotta tell you, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is about to have a bunch of years of me hating myself. You got the Foo Fighters, we're gonna get Pearl Jam in there. The fuck's next? Adios, mios. Did I mention I work Sundays and I make a couple extra bucks? One more thing. You know what? I'm gonna get to this. I'm not even gonna save this for next week. To think I was at the point where I was gonna save something for next week. The other night on Conan, James Franco was on. And they both joined Tinder and things got weird. That's what the headline said. And it's becoming apparent to me that a lot of people take dating websites like they're a joke. The point of Tinder if nobody knows what Tinder is, it's a dating website that links up with your Facebook page. So basically, it'll show me a picture of a girl, and it'll tell me how many mutual friends we have, and how many mutual interests we have, even though nobody cares about interests. I'll look at the mutual friends, and I'll see if this is, and in the age, and I'll see if this is a person I want to click the check mark on or the X on. It's basically speed dating in your hand. But the problem is, doing something in your hand anyway. The problem is that if you're not single, if you're not looking, and you sign up, you totally fuck the math up. It's a numbers game. You can't be if you are one of those people who signs up for a dating website because it's, quote, a good laugh for you to have, that's mean. That's mean. And listen, after reading hundreds and hundreds of dating profiles, all these girls are assholes anyway. But for me, to see people on these dating websites, people I used to work with who I know have boyfriends, girls who you hit them up and they say that they're just here for friends. You're on a dating website for friends? You can... Don't you know what Facebook is? Don't you know what Twitter is? Instagram. Message boards. Forums. The internet. You join a dating website for friends, and here's another thing that's funny. And you know what? I don't care if I'm making shit hot right now. I'm gonna say this. Every dude I've ever ran into who's my friend, who I've mentioned that I'm on Plenty of Fish, says that that's a hookup site. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hookup site? Let me get a reply back on my hey there message. I love you reading the profile. Don't just message me hey. The fuck do you want me to message you? What am I'm supposed to think of some funny fucking thing and fill it in the first message and then work down from there? No. It's like when I'm waiting on tables, I don't tell the good joke at the beginning. I tell the good joke right before I drop the check. Thank you so much for putting up my nonsense for a little while. Take your time, have a lovely evening. I'll be here next time because I don't have the skills to get a better job. Drop the check, walk away. Now, not only have I made a joke about my shitty job, but I've also hinted at the fact that I would like more money from you because I don't have the skills to get a better job. You see, it's called the way you do things. Why wouldn't I say hey? What else am I going to say? And of the 5 girls who've messaged me back 3 times, they all say the same thing. I've never seen so many penises in my life. Okay, so I didn't send you my penis. I win. Why am I still persona non grata here? And I just click the check mark on there's a Meet Me app. There's a Meet Me part of Plenty of Fish. And I just click the yes on everybody. I click the yes on every chick that passes. Hook up site my ass. So I don't take good pictures. Because listen, 120 fucking pounds I lost. I am sexy as fuck right now. Seriously, when I'm going to work, I stare in the mirror for an extra 5 minutes like this guy is a fucking boss. I got a fucking dumbbell in the hallway. I'm working out my fucking arms. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Conan joined Tinder to fuck the math up? It's actually a girl he used to work with. Was on Tinder. I don't care. I'm not gonna say her name. Not like she listens to the podcast anyway, but somebody I used to work with probably does. So anyway, I clicked yes because why not? Why not? So then I get the notification, you have a new Tinder match, and I see that it's this girl I used to work with. So I sent her some stupid emoticon, and she wrote haha. So I was like, yeah, I've given you the check mark in real life a bunch of times, because I really have. And when I used to work with her, I did give her the check mark in real life several times. So I said, so I figured there's no point in not giving it to you here. Then she said, haha, again, to which I replied, alright, I'm gonna go do some push-ups and get back to you when I'm buff. She said, sounds good. Don't go on dating websites if you're not looking for guys or girls. Dating websites are about math. They're not about fun. If anyone is having fun on them, you are fucking retarded. And you need to die. And I just say one more thing about the dating websites. You know, the level of unattractiveness at the rate where I don't get replies is crazy. Just saying. And, like, if you're a Jewish girl and you're looking for a Jewish guy who's tall, I'm gonna raise my hand here, because I'm Jewish. I can diss my creed. There are no tall Jewish people. What do you think? What are you thinking? And furthermore, if there's something guys can control, like, you know, if say you want me to quit smoking, at least that's something that could happen. I can't grow. I want a guy who's 6'2" and has tats and is built. Fuck you. Fucking die, you piece of shit. And you know what else I love? I'm family oriented. Oh yeah. You know what? If you don't want me to write you hey, put that in your profile right now. Put I'm family oriented. I have a big family. I'm very family oriented. People who are family oriented don't want to get high with me. So, I mean, you're out. Family oriented. Doesn't your aunt and uncles don't know anyone you could meet? I have 9 big brothers and we're very close. Good. So you've never had sex before, is what you're saying. I don't like the bar scene. Is that why you're trolling for dick on the internet? I'm working on my career. I got a bachelor's in this. I got a master's in this. Dude, work on your career. Or I love this. Now, I've explained this before. If I'm browsing any dating website, children don't scare me away. I don't like if you have a kid, you're cool as fuck. I don't, I work with a kid. The kid's got nothing to do with me. It's not my kid. I'm not. Nor do I ever think that I'm gonna replace something that came out of you. Don't worry. I don't think that. Like sometimes, first of all, you get the first 3 pictures, and it's the girl up against the bathroom mirror with her tits. Sorry, I'm a crackhead. It's a girl up against the bathroom mirror. It looks like her tits are taped together and they're hitting her in the fucking chin. And the second picture is the bikini, trying to get ready for the summer. Third one is the gym, also scantingly clad, showing off that they work out way too much. And then the 4th picture will be her, and her child, and it'll say, "This is my everything." Whoa, that's your everything? That's not the first picture? This is my world. Yeah, because your tits pressed up against the glass made me think otherwise. Smartphones for dumb people. Smart apps for dumb people. That's what it is. One last thing about dating websites. Why is there an option for marital status? Like married people are join. What kind of world is this? I don't want to sound like, the relationship hero or anything, but if you want to join a website, maybe get a divorce first. Like, I don't get it. They spend their lives trying to meet people, and then they want to cheat on them and ruin their relationships as soon as they fucking get with it. Get out of here. Infidelity. And Fish, real quick. Fish's first fall tour date will be at the Forum in Los Angeles. No, not Los Angeles. Inglewood, California. October 24th. They were there February 13th, 2013. Tickets will be available August 9th. That broke. Alright. So I'm going to go through the list of websites you need to go to help keep me in business. Before I get up out of here, first of all, there's where I was born and bred, concertconfessions.com. That's for all your live music, news and reviews, for the fans, by the fans. You could also go to theandydeershow.com. You can get The Andy Deer Show, The Tyler Cale Show, Smooth Operators with Tyler and Andy, The Jay Porks Experience, anything else that comes this out of the Deer Network, you will know about it. Christina Rocks, Hang the DJ, 89xradio.com every Sunday, throwing it back like it's Thursday. The headlines are always powered by Annie Quiet. And the show notes every Tuesday night will be available at jporks.com. I have fixed the URL. jporks.com takes you straight to the podcast notes. You navigate from there. Till next week, folks. Besides Weezer and Weird Al, Whiskey, Weed, Warren Zevon. Late!
This has been the Jay Porks Experience. Thank you so much for listening.